Another stream. This time it is Tuesday night, which means it is fight week again. And that is the UFC 326 fight week. Oliveira and Holloway. And we're going to talk about that card for not the first time we're going to talk about it on Sunday, but first time we're really going to dive deep into the card. I'm going to give my picks, not how I think they're going to win the fight finish-wise, but I'm going to tell you who I am picking in the fight. And, yeah, talk about that, talk about the rankings update, and we're going to look at the fight news we've had over the last week. Not a lot, and I'm not going to go over Dana's announcement fights again, like Yuri and Alberg and all that. I talked about that on Friday night, I believe. So, yeah, if you want to hear what I thought about that, go check that out. But, yeah, tied to that. Normal Tuesday night activities, I'm going to yap to myself for however fucking long the stream goes. Yeah, shit is very mentally draining, but still do it, so. Keep her going, eh? Yeah, 326 rankings and fight news. Not really much else to talk about. No, I guess I might give my 2 cents on a few NFL things, and that's probably about it. So let's get going, shall we? I think we're good. We are good, and yeah. Not really much else to say there. Let's begin with the first bit to talk about tonight, and that is the rankings update after UFC Mexico. As I said, I was like, oh, that could actually be a good short. Nah, so it's not worth it. So to look at the rankings update, obviously there was a good amount of stuff, but obviously the biggest thing being Lauder Kavanagh, now number 6, Bren Moreno down to 7, Almabayev down to 9, and then the rest of the the rest of the bottom guys moving down 1. So thanks to Lonnie joining, Joseph Morales is out, and yeah, Lonnie Kavanagh shaking up the top 15, Moreno the lowest in the top 15, I'm guessing, in like 6 or 7 years. And crazy, man. Truly crazy to see Moreno that low, Lonnie Kavanagh that high, and Tim Elliott's going to be there forever. So, how crazy. Moreno 7, Albazi 8, Almabayev 9. Crazy. Flyweight looks really damn good. And then we got Dave Martinez jumping Cheeto. Nothing to say there. Should Martinez have won up more, and you'd have to really make a case to put him over Mario or Figgy. Cheeto should have went down more. I would have at least put him under Talbot as well. So whatever. Milky Zael jumped over Pitbull as he should have. Nothing in lightweight through light heavyweight. Derek Lewis moves down to number 9 at heavyweight, which is still way too high. And that's it. Nothing else outside of that. No Eileen Perez move up is kind of insane that Eileen didn't move an inch over Irene. Outside of that, I think everything else I went fine with. I don't think any of these weight classes even had anything worth moving after that card. And then, am I missing anything else here? Not that I know. So yeah, Eileen Perez probably should have got a boost up in the rankings to number 6 or maybe even number 5, but is what it is. And see what happens there. Lonnie being the biggest news. So really only 4 changes. Lonnie, Martinez, Costa, and fucking Derek Lewis. So very interesting. And yeah, can't really disagree with any of that really. Cool. Very minute fucking rankings update this week. into the Thursday night. The fight news we've had over the last week. I don't know why my fucking stream froze there. What I was saying is, the other part of shit we talked about on Tuesday night, fight news over the last week. How much have we had? Not counting Dana's announcement. Let's see. So I'm not gonna talk about Regina Tyrant either because obviously that fight already happened. 4. These is all Dana stuff we already talked about. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fights to talk about over the last week, not counting again all the Dana shit we already talked about last Friday. So not gonna waste time going back over that, and let's begin with the first fight. And I'm not gonna talk about this because it already fucking happened. So we begin with a fight for UFC Canada. Robert Valentine versus some random debuting guy. I don't even remember his name. I think like Justin LeBlanc or some shit. I'm probably way off, but yeah, terrible fight. Robert Valentine is still here somehow. They signed a guy who is not even that fucking good, from what everyone says. Bless me, thank you. So yeah, trust me, somehow that's not even the worst fight on that Canada card. Tomato Can versus Terrible Signing. Oh joy. Speaking of tomato cans, and this one is just 2 tomato cans as we go to the Apex for a rebooking of Cedricus Dumas versus Jackson McVeigh. I can't believe Cedricus Dumas might actually be the better fighter in a fight at this point. Jackson McVeigh is fucking horrendous. Cedricus Dumas is horrendous in more ways than one. What there to really say. And then maybe the most Apex prelim to ever Apex prelim, Rodolfo Vieira versus Eric McConaughey. Yeah, that's the definition of an Apex prelim. Both guys lost on the same card back in November to Susurkayev and Bo Nickel, and now they fight each other. Probably should be a Rodolfo win, but who knows? It's not a high-level fight. Then we actually do have a pretty good fight for the top 15 fight we're talking about tonight. We have Ketlin Vieira versus Jacqueline Cavalcante. Big fan of this fight. Very happy Cavalcante is getting a big fight up the rankings in the top 5. I know a lot of people probably still don't know Cavalcante, but she is actually one of the only good things in that fucking division. Ketlin Vieira is Ketlin Vieira. One more can I really say there. And yeah, good fight, very good Apex fight. He's easily be featured about on the main card or whatever. So yeah, that's a good one. I'm very happy for Jacqueline getting that shot and see what happens. So good fight. Then again, we already talked about all this stuff on Friday and the Gaston fight. So next we have the biggest fight here, of course, UFC Perth main event on May 2nd. Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prates. Yeah, layup for Carlos Prates. Not really much to explain there. JDM is garbage and Prates is really good. So yeah, easy win for Prates. Simple. Then we have the fucking one of the most head-scratching fights I've ever fucking seen. The return of Tanner Boser in Canada versus some random heavyweight they're signing who's like 36 years old and 11-2. Dude, that the card's gonna be fucking awful. True, it might be one of the worst cards of all time, truly. What the fuck are they doing, man? Oy vey. Yeah, Tanner fucking Boser in 2026 and some random 36-year-old who's not even good. Next. Then we actually do get a really good fight with, to start our final row, under Luna Marietti, I forget his first name, versus Davy Grant. Banger. Davy Grant speaks for himself. Luna Marietti coming off the best fight in Contender Series history. That's going to be a banger. Can't say anything there. And then we have more pathetic can crushing from Adiba Gutierrez versus Ozzy Diaz. I guess Pulyayev was too much of a step up and they had to go back down to can crushing. fuck, Adipa's gonna run out of cans to beat after a while. Jesus Christ, it's pretty fucking pathetic. Then we have Roman Kopylov versus Marco Tulio. Both these fights for UFC 328. First fights booked for that card. Kopylov and Marco Tulio. The fight would have been a lot better a year ago, before both have been losing. But yeah. Yeah, not a great fight there. And then the last one we have, as of right now, the most recent fight booked as I am live at this moment in time, Alexia Fianara versus Bruna Brazil. Yes, that fucking fight had another cancellation, a fight that began as Nicole Calori versus Carol Froyo turned into Alexia Fianara versus Bruna Brazil. I don't know how either. It's the fifth replacement for that fight. All of them have been Brazilian. Yeah, fuck, that has to be a record at this point. It's fucking insane now, so see what happens. Yeah, the fight actually happens, the easy one for Theonora, and can no one else pull out of that fight? Jesus fucking Christ. So, there you go. And, yeah, that's that. Not a whole lot, obviously. What that was, again, 8, 9, 10 fights. So obviously the biggest one is JDM and Protez. Outside of that, these are okay, and these are fine, I guess. Fine, terrible, and then this is decent, and then these are pretty trash. So it's the good, the bad, and the fucking Cedricus Dumas. So, take it as you will. And again, that's because we skipped over this because we already talked about it on Friday. So there are no point to talk about that again at the moment. So there you go. Tomorrow I'll have the next 10 fights short up. I forget where we left off. I believe, was it Kroden, Zelesnikova? I think, I don't remember. So we'll see and have that short up tomorrow. And it might have been Buckley and Brady would have been the last one. I don't remember, but I'll look, and yeah, we'll go from there. So not much else to say there. The updated fight news a week later, and we'll see what we got a week from now. Again, apparently we're meant to get the White House bullshit this week. We ain't, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, not really too much else to say there. So, rankings done, fight news done. I only leave one final thing tonight, but it's a very long thing, because I'm a rambler, and I am going to talk about this card yet, so let's do it. UFC 326, Oliveira and Holloway, 13 fights in the UFC's favorite fucking place on earth, the T-Mobile Arena, for the second time already this year, and probably second of 4 trips. Yeah, it's gonna be intriguing to say the very least. Should be a good. I'm trying to think of descriptives to describe this card, and I'm really failing at it because it's not a good card. It's really not a strong card. It's heavily carried by one fight. I think we know what fight that is, but I'll do my best to sell the card, but I'm definitely gonna fail. And yeah, it's a complete one fight card. So let's talk about the other 12 before that one fight. And yeah, again, I'm not gonna look at betting odds or give my finishing prediction. Just gonna say the fight who I think's gonna win, and that'll be that. So let's do it. 13 fights beginning in the light heavyweight division, with the first of 3 debuts tonight. 2 at light heavyweight, beginning with Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo the Actor Bellato. Yeah, easy win for Fernandez to be in the card. Dude had, I believe, the quickest finishing contender series history. There's like 10 seconds or whatever, literally won with a 1-2 from Terrence McKinney style. People are high on him, undefeated. could be decent. We'll see. And then Rodolfo Bellato, a guy who is a complete joke for every deserved reason of pulling that bullshit against Paul Craig. He's not even a good fighter, and yeah, Fernandez should beat him pretty fucking easily. Bellato's garbage. Fernandez is, from the 10 seconds I saw him fight, not bad. And yeah, what more can you really say? So, pretty basic. I have no respect for Rodolfo Bellato, so give me Luke Fernandez. Then we have maybe the hardest fight to pick on the card. If not number one, it would be number two, because God, both are not easy. We have in the second fight of the night, Gaston Bolanos versus Jiang Yong Lee. Oh boy. Yeah, I can't wait to try and predict this fight. I much would have rather done Gaston and Ju Sang Yu, because, yeah, Ju Sang Yu was the pick there. Now, Gaston Bolanos moving up to featherweight after not having the greatest run at bantamweight, going like 2-2. Not doing very good. Jiang Yong Lee staying at featherweight. You know, most people think he should move up. 2 fight skid coming into this fight on short notice. Coming off Hyder Emil and Daniel Santos losses, so very good losses, but losses. And now I gotta try and predict which one of these two not good fighters wins. Fuck. Bolanos has really no grappling, not even that great of a striker. Lee is not really good anywhere, kind of bad cardio. I'm not looking forward to this one. Fuck. Like, I know the odds are really wide here as well, which I don't understand. I definitely think this should be a pick'em. I don't know how you can be confident in either side here when they both fucking suck. But, you know, whatever. If you wanna... My betting odds are always the fucking head scratching, especially lately, so what can you really expect there? And, yeah, I'm completely stalling because I don't know who to pick here. I'll probably go Gaston Bolanos. And, like, I don't trust either at all. But if I have to pick someone, I guess Bolanos. I trust the hair more. Lee has just not been great in the UFC. Even when done, I think he's 1-3 or some shit. 2-2. I don't even remember what his. Oh yeah, did he beat Blake Builder or some shit? Like, yeah, I haven't looked that good in the UFC, and now he's coming in on short notice. The weight cut's not great for him. I think he might actually be the lesser fighter here. Give me Gaston Bolanos. I think I'm not confident in that prediction at all. But if I have to make a pick here, which obviously I do, I guess I'm going Gaston as much as I don't want to. It's a low-level fight. It screams a split decision, and I'm not looking forward to it at all. So, guess Bolanos, sure, why not? Someone has to win here and keep their job. Someone has to lose and get cut. Let's see which ones happen, and how much more to say there. So, give me Gaston Bolanos as much as I don't want to fucking pick him. How to pick someone. I think Gaston might be the better fighter and moving up for the first time. Give me Bolanos. Fuck it. And then a fight that is not as difficult to predict at all. Actually, the complete opposite. Super easy to predict. One of the easiest fights to pick on the card. We have in our coming of the early prelims back at light heavyweight with another debut. Rafael Tobias versus Dayar Nurgazai. Yeah, obviously, Rafael Tobias is gonna win this fight. Nurgazai is fucking horrendous. He lost to Brendan Ribeiro. Enough said. You pumped for this weekend's card? I'm shocked to actually see a comment. What's up, Freezy? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you back. Am I pumped for it? In terms of it being a good card, no. Am I pumped because we got fights and Max Charles is cool? Yeah, I'd say that. I would definitely say that part of it, but I definitely am not high on this card. I think it's a one fight card in every sense of the word on paper, and I think we know that what that one fight is. Because without that, this is an Apex card and everything but name. So, yeah, good to see you, Rex. Yeah, I guess YouTube finally found a notification. Bumper main event though, have you made your pick yet for the main? I am going through it. You know how my Tuesday streams go. I go up the card, I tell you who I'm picking, not how I'm picking them to win, or the betting odds, and yeah, 2 fights in. I got Luke Fernandez and Gaston Bolanos. I'm on the second to last early prelim, and I'll get to the main event sooner. Well, and probably as long as it takes me to ramble through this, because you know me, I gotta tell you about everyone's fucking shoe size in their last fight. So yeah, but I don't think my main event pick will be much different than anyone else's. I think like everyone has the same main event pick. We never know. Never know what could happen. Yeah. So, but sadly, we are not to the main event yet. We are definitely far from it. Give me Rafael Tobias here in his debut against Nerdazai, who again is terrible. Again, you lost to Brennington Hibero. That is a sin. I could think of very few crimes that are worse than that. Ron Salty Baldiev is a fine loss, but still a loss. Yeah, give me Tobias. Bipolar is the nickname, which that's funny in its own right. I think that should be Gene Silva's nickname, in all honesty. And yeah, give me Tobias here pretty easily. Easiest pick of the early prelims. Yeah, what more can I say? Somehow, Dyer Nurgazai is the worst light heavyweight on the early prelims, and Rodolfo Bellado's on the card as well. So, give me Tobias. Easiest pick of the EPs, and would make a high fucking case for lock of the night if there wasn't a certain fight later on the card. And yeah, give me Tobias and debut. So I got both the debuting light heavyweights. They're getting very favorable matchups, and favorable is a nice term for layup. So there you go. And then we end up early prelims with a fight that goes right back to, oh shit, this is a pain to pick after we have in our featured early prelim fight. I don't want to pick at all, because it's a pain in the ass to try and predict. We have Sumu Darji versus Jesus Aguilar. 2 fighters I've been very great at picking over the years. This is something I would say if it was true. I'm not good at picking Sumadarji, because mainly I don't think Sumadarji is that good. And I've not been good at picking Jesus Aguilar, because I either overrate him going into a fight or underrate him. So now they're fighting each other, and this is UFC either screwing me over or screwing everyone over, because I don't know how you can be confident in a pick here. This is another fight that I would look at as a complete pick'em. I don't trust either of them as far as you could fucking throw them, and they are flyweights, so you can throw them pretty far. Sumadarji, again, he is on a 2-fight winning streak now against Raposo and Kevin Borjas. Yes, very weak wins, but better than nothing. Jesus Aguilar is coming off a win? I believe he is he? No, I don't remember. I truly fucking don't remember Jesus. Either way, let's see, what is he in the UFC now? 4-2. So yeah, actually coming off a win. I cannot fucking remember against who, so either one, now I guarantee it's not a good one anyway. This is not one I'm looking forward to picking. This is another one where I believe one side is a super big favorite, even though they really shouldn't be. Again, this should be a pick'em in my opinion. And who am I picking in this pick'em? Can I say pick a few more times, because it'd be more fun than picking this fight? Fuck. Give me Jesus Aguilar, I believe, is going to be my pick here. I don't trust either, but I just think Jesus is a bit better. I don't think Sumerdarji is that good, and I just think Jesus is a bit better. The dude's only lost to Javier Esteban and Patro Taira. Sumerdarji has lost to a lot of fighters at this point. Yeah, again, he's on a winning streak, but against who? Give me Aguilar. God damn it, I don't want to pick either. So there's a high possibility I'm 2-2 going into the prelims, or I could be 4-0 or 3-1. Any possibility is possible. Um, Another fight I fucking dread picking. Give me Jesus. Don't have any confidence. This fight should have been a week ago, and Mexico versus China. So, and not same as Lonnie and Moreno. Yeah, no, I don't know how Lonnie is Chinese either when he's British, but minor details. Give me Jesus Aguilar in a fight I dread watching and picking. So, oh joy. Then we move up to the prelims, which are a bit easier. Just means fights are not good. Either we begin staying at flyweight with Moss's boy, God, Cody Durden versus Terman Dembarel. No, I'm not trying his first name. Hell of a way to be in the prelims. A guy on a losing streak versus a guy whose name most people can't fucking pronounce. Hell yeah. Cody Durden, obviously again on a 3-fight losing streak here, fighting for the jab. Terman Dembarel coming off a win, should be undefeated, to be honest with you. He should be 10-0 because he got robbed in that one loss. Still shouldn't have had a close fight who you were having a close fight with, but still. He did bounce back, and now it's 9-1, even though it should be 10-0. God damn it, I think I'm going Cody Durden here. I just think he's a bit better. As much as I would love to pick against Cody Durden because he's an asshole and I don't like him, I just think he's better here, man. He was doing decent against Al Nascimento before getting clipped. He was, like, the dude's a decent fighter. Like, if he got a top 15 ranking, he wouldn't look out of place. Like, obviously, not right now on a losing streak, but just as a talent overall. Dude, not that terrible. He's easily a top 20 guy in the division. And look at who he's been losing to. Jose Ochoa, an interesting prospect. Shouldn't have lost to him. Al Nascimento speaks for himself. And with the other loss to Geralt Bekov, who's fucking really good. So, like, what can you really say there? Bruno Silva, that fucking loss. Dude loses. Yeah, I'll give Cody Durden that. He usually is only losing to really good fighters. So, Terman Dembarel is not a good fighter, and I think I'm going Durden here. I hate to fucking say it, but I just think he's a bit better fighter. I don't know how old he is. I think he's in his mid-30s at this point, so he's going to be the veteran here and probably smaller as well. But I just really think he's a bit better. I think Terman Dembarel is very shitty. I think this is the best fighter Terman Dembarel has fought in the UFC or in his career in general. And if Durden was going to save his career, they're giving him a very favorable fucking matchup here. I hate to fucking say it, and it burns my soul to say, but I'm going Cody Durden. I just think he's better. So, I Gaston Bolanos, Jesus Aguilar, and Cody Durden. What could go wrong? Give me Cody Durden. Not thrilled with ever saying that, but if this is not really a case where I feel like being biased. It's now fucking worth it. I've seen Durden lose enough times at this point where it's like, yeah, whatever. If he wins, oh no. Give me Cody Durden to win here. Not thrilled about that statement, but I think Terman Dembarel is garbage, so there you go. Then we get to our final debut tonight in the featherweight division. I believe our last trip to featherweight as well on the card, as we have Alberto Montez versus Ricky Torcios. Montez finally debuting after winning a contract on Contender Series in 2024. The only fighter left from that season to debut. Ricky Torcios obviously finally fighting in 2026 after that Cameron Smotherman shit a few weeks ago. So, and that's why he's up at featherweight. I doubt he's going to stay there. I think this is a bantamweight fight in all but name. I want to say, maybe I'm wrong. Whatever the fuck Montez is at this point. We'll see how rusty Montez is after that much time off. Dude looked fine on Contender Series, but I don't think I don't think he's a spring chicken. I think he's like 32 or some shit. And again, that much time off is not great for Torcios. He's just not a good fighter in general. So what can you really say there? Give me Montez. I can't pick Ricky Torcios anymore. I was picking Smotherman to beat him. I still think Smotherman would have beat him after fainting. And I'm going to pick Montez to beat him because last time I saw Montez, he looked fine. So I'll pick him again here. Fuck it, why not? Give me Alberto Montez to get the win here. I don't trust Ricky Torcios at all. And yeah, give me the debuting, finally, Montez. Could he lose because he's either shitty or ring rust? 100% will he? We'll see. If he does, then I'll be taking no here because I am picking Quickie Ricky. So, give me Montez. And then if I don't need to waste any time on, you see who's in the fight, you already know I'm picking against them like everyone should. Dante Johnson versus Cody Brundage. Dante Johnson locks the night to get the win. Cody Brundage is Cody Brundage, stepping in for Dusko Todorovic, who pulled out to be on the Serbia card later in the year, supposedly. I guarantee you that's correct. And now I can't believe they found Dante someone easier than fucking Dusko Todorovic, but he did. Dante Johnson locks the night to get the win. Cody Brundage is a joke who just lost like 4 weeks ago against Cam Roston, who's worse than Dante Johnson. And yeah, give me Dante to hopefully finally kill the cockroach of the UFC and get him released. But, fingers crossed, I guess. And let's see what happens. So, Dante Johnson get the win. Somehow they gave him a step down from Cedricus Dumas. That says a lot. Not much else to say there. And then, speaking of step down, they've just stepped down in career. This is just sad, to be honest. This is one of the most sad fights I've ever seen in my life. The fall from grace needs to be studied, as we have in our featured prelim. Midlife crisis, Cody Garbrandt versus Long Zhao. I'm going Long Zhao. I cannot pick Cody Garbrandt here in 2026. He looked okay against Raoni Barcelos, but still lost. That tattoo on his face is one of the worst I've ever fucking seen. I know most people don't know who Long Zhao is, and I get his UFC records pretty bad, my 1-2, but Su Young Yu, who just beat him, is really good and would easily beat Cody Garbrandt. Yeah, a lot of people think he got robbed and road to UFC. So, and who's his other loss? Yeah, that was it. And then Quang Lee, he knocked out, who I might make a case for Quang Lee beating Cody Garbrandt at this point. Cody's just done. His chin is shot. His speed is not what it used to be. He only can beat tomato cans at this point. He only has like 3 wins over the last like 5 years, and it's what Rafael Sunsao, Trevin Giles, and Brian Kelleher. 2 guys Long Zhao would beat for sure, and one, yeah, Sunsao at that time, well, debatable. And I'm not even trying to act like Long Zhao is some top tier prospect. He's fucking not. He's a good fighter, but he's nothing. I don't see him being more. This will probably be his career highlight. So I think it's gonna be his career highlight. I think he's gonna beat Cody Garbrandt into the GFL. And it's fucking sad, but it's sad to say that. Think about it, 10 years ago, Cody Garbrandt was undefeated champion. 10 years later, he's 14-7 and about to lose to a guy most people have never fucking heard of. The sport is fucking sad, man. The sport is really sad, and I think Cody Garbrandt's downfall, if it's not already, it's one of the craziest and saddest in UFC history, so he's getting to BJ Penn tier soon, so give me Long Zhao. I can't pick Cody Garbrandt anymore, and yeah, not really much else to say. That's so fucking sad that I'm picking Long Joe confidently against Cody Garbrandt, the former undefeated champ who schooled Dominic Cruz. This sport is fucked up, man. Give me Long Joe in the prelims on a very sad note. And there you go. So there are the prelims. A few picks I would say are definitely out there. Durden, Jesus, and Gaston. I would say the rest are probably what everyone else has. I already know there's going to be a lot of people picking Cody Garbrandt because they don't know who the fuck Long Zhao is. But I think a lot of people are going to be stabbing themselves in the foot on that one. So they don't know ball. And yeah, I'll say that. Bare minimum, I think worst case scenario, I'm going to leave the prelims with at least 3 correct. Dante, Tobias, and Fernandez. Outside of that, we'll fucking see. I don't trust really any of these other guys. I can trust Zhao a bit. I don't trust the rest really at all. So, see what happens. And then we have the main card, the pay-per-view that is the piss poor pay-per-view. Beginning with one of the only good fights on it, the rematch of a few years in the making, Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. A rematch of Bruno Ferreira's debut a couple years ago in Brazil on the Jamal Hill Glover Teixeira card, where he clipped Rodriguez and got the knockout. Very fluky in my opinion, and I think that's going to be proven this week. I'm going Rodriguez. He's just better. Bruno's on a nice winning streak, even if it's not great wins. Marvin Vettori and Jackson McVeigh, but still better than nothing. Got himself a ranking. Good for him. RoboCop's better. He got a fluky shot off on him in the first fight. Good on him. RoboCop's winning this one. He's really fucking good. Only loss lately has been 2. Yeah, it's his only loss in the UFC. Well, his only 2 losses in the UFC are Jared Cannonier and Bruno Ferreira. And yeah, I think avenge one, and the Cannonier one's understandable. So give me RoboCop. Could Bruno land a lucky shot again and prove it wasn't a fluke? 100%. Do I think he will? No. I think RoboCop is better than he was in that fight. And give me RoboCop. Why is Rosas fighting fun this early in his career? Oh my god, Chrome, I thought you were fucking dead. I haven't heard from you since we talked about Gina Carano 2 weeks ago. Good to see you, brother. Why is Rosas fighting fun? Because the UFC thinks Raul is special. His same Peyton Talbot. Why the fuck is he fighting a top 15 guy? Like, Charbullet, they push the shittiest fighters. I swear to fucking god, they push the worst fighters. Payne Talbot, okay, fine. He actually is a little bit talented. Still too soon. Raul, Charbullet, fucking... Like, I can keep going. Like, they push and then they fuck over ones who are actually good. So, it's fucking insane that the Raul was getting the Font fight when he done nothing to deserve it. He's terrible. Like, no matter what you think of Payne Talbot, at least he has clear talent. Kind of. He would wipe his nuts on Raul's fucking forehead. Like, Raul is garbage. I'm not even gonna have a joke, and I'll talk honestly, spoiler. Raul is fucking horrendous. He's a terrible fighter. He has struggled against layups. And I don't even think Rob Font's good. But fucking Christ. But Font is a freaking top 5 guy when he's on his game. I don't agree with that last part, but I do think Font is just better. I mean, I never thought Font was any good. I think he's just a shittier Calvin Kattar. And now actually he's better than Calvin Kattar. But like, Raul can't grapple you, you're losing. Raul's gonna lose. Raul's a fucking terrible fighter. He's a funny Mexican kid who's ugly as shit. And says a stupid catchphrase because he can barely get a word out. That was funny for a while, but dude, he's done nothing. His best win is... I'm trying to know what would be his best win. Fucking Vince Morales. A fight he looked horrendous in? Richie Lang? He's not fought a top 50 guy in this division. That's insane, man. But he's young and he looks funny. There you go. Before I get back to that fight, let's wrap up the two actually good fights before Give Me RoboCop to get revenge. Someone who's actually earned his top 15 fight shot, everything. Give Me RoboCop to get revenge on Bruno Ferreira. RoboCop versus the Hulk. Well, that wouldn't be a fair fight, but this one is. Give me Violent Obama. And then speaking of fights that are fucking fun, I don't know why people are shooting on this fight. Yeah, it's an old dude battle, but it's a fun old dude battle. Like there's a good guys not really down the totem pole. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think of a Rob Font loss lately that's been The Cheeto loss was bad, but that was the best version of Cheeto. Aside of that, like he lost to Aldo, he lost to David Martinez, he lost to Gene Matsumoto, but Gene Matsumoto's really good. So Corey Sanhagen, but Corey didn't even fight him, so there you go. But speaking of guys who had better days in their career, Sanhagen, yeah, that's his probably biggest the biggest fight of his career. He got a win over Cody Garbrandt, who I talked about earlier, is about to lose to a fucking random guy. Well, you know, that's what it is. Speaking of guys who's had better days a couple years ago, we have Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. A fight that is just fun. I don't know why people are shitting on this fight. Have some fun. Drew Dober is awesome. Michael Johnson is awesome. They are OGs of their division. You can borderline call them legends. Dober is the knockout king of lightweight. Factually, look at the stats. Michael Johnson has beat everyone and lost to everyone. It's a fun fight. It's not going to be high level. Someone's going to get knocked out. I don't know why this fight's getting shit. It's two guys who are OGs who have earned their spot in the UFC. And what can you say? So, who am I picking? I don't fucking know. Dober's chin is weak. Michael Johnson has been KO'd a good amount of times. Someone's getting knocked out. I don't know who, but I know I'm gonna sit back and fucking enjoy it. To be honest, if this was a BMF fight, it'd be fucking deserved. So, awesome fight. What can you say? Might lean Dober, but I'm not confident either way. And see what happens. So, not really too much else to say there. Knock you out or get knocked out. Only way he fights. You're damn right, Chrome. Dober's that motherfucker. It's just too bad he has a chin that looks tough, but is paper thin. So it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens here. And again, either way, whatever you think of Dober, he has a knockout record at lightweight, which is very impressive when you got Justin Gaethje, that Dustin Poirier, who he took the record from, etc., in that division. So. Him and Michael Johnson's Michael Johnson. What can you say? I'm not looking forward to trying to make a pick there. I just want to watch that as a fan, but I gotta make a pick. Don't know who. Just enjoy it. It deserves to be on the main card. This is a better fight than both of these. This should be the co-main over this. I don't care what anyone says. And then we get back to the fight we just talked about, the piss break of the main card, because why is this even A, happening, or B, on the main card? Why was this not on last week's card? Oh yeah, because that last week's card actually was good. We have Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. I got to do my pick for last card, my goals there. I looked, I was like, oh, shocker, he forgot. Like, how did you forget Mexico? How could you forget about Mexico? I think they've been pretty talked about lately. I won goat milk. So maybe if you didn't see, I didn't get a trophy. I got robbed of a fucking trophy, but I won goat milk. So fuck 'em. I still want my goddamn trophy, Moss. This is bullshit. But I won goat milk. So. But I don't think I'm willing to go back to back, which has never happened in goat milk for a reason. So, as next we have Rob Font and Raul Rosas. I'm going Rob Font. I don't care. Do I think he's actually gonna win? Maybe. Like, Raul Rosas, like I just talked about, is just a terrible fighter. He's struggled against terrible fighters like Vince Morales and Ulrichi Lang. Like, he lost to Christian Rodriguez, who is fucking terrible. I don't think much of Rob Font. And he's lost his last few fights. I pick Kavanaugh too. I don't like, but yeah. Yeah, yeah, you would have been probably the only person to pick Alani, to be honest. Depending on how the rest of your picks went, you could have easily won Go Milk, but yeah, I got lucky. Fucking, you probably would have picked Bobby Green, I would imagine, as well. So you would have got those two underdogs correct. So we need another Bobby Green performance here by Rob Font, though, against a young Mexican fighter. Give me Rob, someone I'm not a fan of, and I've openly said I don't, I don't think highly of. But please beat Raul Rosas. Please, we're begging you. He's not fucking talented at all. Give me Rob Font. What more can I really say? Raul's a joke. Rob Font can do the bare minimum and win here. I think he's 38 years old or some shit. Hopefully he wins here. And, see what happens. So, not very much else to say there. Then we have the co-main event of the evening. Again, it's the Dober-Johnson fight, not better than this, if we're being honest. We have in the middleweight division a fight that would be a weak Apex main event. We have Caio Borralho versus Ranier the Quitter. Yeah, obviously Caio Borralho is going to win this fight. It appears Moreno and Figgy weren't actually that much better than the rest of the division, held up by doing 10 fights against each other. Well, no, not really, because the division did not have any of the top guys it does now. Like, Brandon at that time already beat Royval, Figgy beat Pantoja. Well, no, they were the best, but Figgy's now getting older, and was old anyway, and Moreno has gotten older. I think those fights took a lot out of him. Just age, man. Age. It was fucking sucky to see Brandon Moreno turn to Mario Batista in that Lonnie fight. I fully believe Kavanaugh 50-45 him. I don't think Moreno won a goddamn round, and he's completely washed. And finally, flyweight's a goddamn respectable division with Taira, Van, Kopp, Horiguchi, and Kavanaugh. So, finally, fucking finally, that division is respectable. DJ was just beating everyone. Figgy and Moreno and Cejudo were fine. They're in their early 30s. Thing about damage they took, though, Moreno in those Figgy fights alone took a fucking career's worth of damage. And then against fucking Pantoja took more damage. So, and he's been fighting forever. Figueiredo is old. Figgy's in his late 30s. So, Figgy's 38 or whatever. So Pantoja's in his late 30s. Royval is only in his early 30s. But was he ever that great? So the old dudes of the division are just done, and the new kids advance like 23. Taira's 25. Lonnie's 25. Kopp and Koji are older but very talented. So it's just a much better division now than it was. You don't see Juicy Formiga and goddamn who the fuck else would have been ranked at that time. Luis Mocha in the top 5 or whatever. Joseph Benavidez. It's like, oh wow, we actually have a real division now. It's not fucking it's not DJ and everyone else. So the flyweight's actually respectable now. How crazy. So, a division that'll never seem to be respectable is middleweight. Cabral is going to win this co-main easily. Vernier is fucking garbage, and Caio is going to get back on track here. We'll see if Vernier can make it through the fight without quitting like a little bitch. And Caio should get back on track here pretty easily because Vernier fucking sucks. So, not really much else to say there. Caio, easy win, not much to really say. And then the main event of the evening. Not often do you get to see a battle between two of the top 15 greatest fighters of all time, but we get to see it here, and in terms of when they are already in the top 15 greatest of all time list, we have in the main event of the evening. Still, BMF belt should not be the main event, but whatever. We got a battle of the two first ballot Hall of Famers, the top two, the second or third greatest featherweight of all time versus the second greatest lightweight of all time. The winner probably fights Arman. We have in the main event Max Blessed Holloway versus Charles Du Bronx Oliveira. Yeah, this is a one fight card in every sense of the word. Outside of this fight, yeah, there's just nothing. Max is doing kind of the best work he has in a hot minute now. And then coming off the Poirier win, the Gaethje win, he's looking good. He's looking really good. Again, doing maybe some of the best work he has since he was featherweight champ. Looking really fucking good. You know, obviously his chin's getting weaker and he's getting older. He's still one of the best fighters in the UFC. For Charlie, I definitely think is more washed. Yeah, he beat Gamrot, but that means nothing. Gamrot's fucking garbage. Like, people, if you want to say he beat Arman, sure, you're wrong, but sure, Ilya knocked him out, which is understandable. Both these guys got knocked out by Ilya. So, we'll see. Obviously, striker versus grappler, the oldest story in the goddamn book. What happens? What's gonna happen on Saturday? Man. I'm torn. I think more than likely Max wins, but also Charles. Charles, you can never count him out, and I would love to see Charles win. I don't know if he will, though. I really don't know if he will. I have super strong doubts. I would rather see Charles win. I'm a gigantic Charles Oliveira fan, like every other normal MMA fan. I'm a big Max Holloway fan. So, kind of sucks to see one of them lose, but is this going to be Charlie's last dance? I would not be shocked if he got beat up badly or if he retired. He has 2 to 3 fights at most left. And again, might be one. Might be this one. Max, I don't think, is going to go anywhere for a hot minute still. He has 4 to 5 fights left. So what's going to happen here? My brain says Holloway. My heart says Oliveira. I don't know. I really don't know. It's gonna be intriguing. It's gonna be an interesting one, man. I am intrigued. I think this could be very interesting, and see what happens. Probably Max wins the decision, but who knows? Charles is not gonna be scared to fight, and it's gonna be interesting. So I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. It fucking hurts to try and predict this fight and pick a winner, but see what happens. Again, brain says Holloway, heart says Oliveira. See which one. Great fight, and again, how often you get to see two of the greatest of all time fight when they're already the greatest of all time. Not often, but let's enjoy it. And there you go. Those are my picks. Again, I don't think many are too crazy. So, with Rob Font, I'm praying you win. Long Zhao, I don't see Cody Garbrandt winning there. Durden, Jesus, Gaston, don't fucking lose. The rest, we'll see, and even a few more in there I can name for me. 2 fights, I have no idea who I'm picking in the Dober fight. It's gonna be a weird card. It's gonna be a very interesting card of picks. Can I go back to back and go milk champion for the first time ever anyone's ever done that? I fucking doubt it. But maybe. And, yeah, we're gonna find out what happens. So, gonna be intriguing, and see what happens. BMF, two of the greatest. Rest of the card's pretty ass. See what happens. Not really too much else to say there. And yeah, with that being said, I think it's about all the MMA shit I can think to talk about. Again, we're going to get White House news this week. I doubt it. NFL wise, a few interesting things going on. Kyler Murray getting released because no one fucking wants him because he sucks. Trey Hendrickson's finally free. A bunch of franchise tag bullshit. Colorado's quarterback dying. Rest in peace to him. What the fuck is going on? Rondo Moore and that guy in the span of 2 weeks. It's like, ugh. And yeah, so a lot of interesting shit going on in the NFL. Getting close to free agency. Combine already happened. So we'll be talking about the NFL a bit more. The NBA fantasy playoffs will start next week, so I'll keep bring those up throughout the week. I know I'm in it. I think it's me, the Black teams, and Tone, I believe. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, but of course our main focus is the UFC this week. I talked about the rankings and the fights booked over the last week earlier in the stream. If you want to go back to that, see that. And yeah, I'll keep going for a couple more minutes if y'all got anything else y'all would like to talk about. And yeah, not really lot more to say there. So gonna be interesting. Gonna be a very intriguing week, and see what happens. Some interesting fights. NFL getting interesting again. Everything else in between. So see what happens. But yeah, I'll go till probably about 12:30. It's crazy to see fucking comments in chat. Shout out to Chrome and Freezy dropping. Good to see y'all for the first time. I think since we talked about Gina Carano 2 weeks ago. And yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll go a couple more minutes. Unless anyone pops in wants to say some shit, let's fucking talk about whatever y'all want. And yeah, we'll go from there. So not really. So I'll go another 6 minutes in the ballpark at least. And yeah, not really much else to say there. BMF week. How intriguing. Gonna be some good fights. Well, it's gonna be one good fight. God, that card is. I'm not even joking when I call 326 a one fight card. It really is. Like, it's such a fucking one fight card. It's not even funny. So hopefully those other 12 fights actually fucking deliver. So see what happens. And yeah, not really. A lot of not great prelims. Fucking when taking out the featured prelim, when the best fighter is Dante Johnson, or one of the debuting guys, that should say a lot. So I don't think anyone's gonna really do good on picks this week, because I think every fight is kind of a fucking mess to an extent. So we'll see. And yeah, not really too much else to say there. See what happens. And yeah. So go a couple more minutes with y'all if y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about. And I guess Freezy and Chrome Dip, shout out to them anyway for popping in for a minute. And yeah, not really much more anything to add. I'm very low on things to say at this point, so it's yeah, waiting out these last few minutes. and I don't got more to add. I'm trying, god damn it. I'm trying. I talked for an hour about fights. Oh, so, yeah. We'll see how much longer I got in StreamYard for this month. It's warning me, oh, you're running low on time. Tell me that for like 4 goddamn months now, so if you're gonna fucking kick me off, goddamn. So, now I would rather not go to Restream, but if I had to, obviously I will. And, hopefully I don't have to. So, we'll see though. Have not used it. Have not had to use Restream in a long goddamn time. And, hopefully I don't have to anytime soon, so we'll see. God, I've never. God, a couple more minutes if y'all don't got anything you want to pop in and say. One of the Moss is still alive, talking about Ilya or whatever the fuck else. Well, Ilya got some news rumored, so we'll see what the fuck goes on with him. We're finally get Ilya back in the cage, which is great. He should have been fighting in January, so well, whatever. Is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I think I'll start wrapping this up. Seems like y'all are done for the night. Again, shout out to Chrome and Freezy for hopping in. Y'all are legends. And, yeah, that's really all I gotta say for the night. So, hopefully I'll be back stream-wise Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Breakdown recap, radio Friday and Sunday, shorts, probably one every day this week, till Sunday, so keep an eye on those, and, yeah, I think that's about that, so shout out to y'all. Y'all are amazing, even if this shit is still mentally draining and I'm still never gonna hit it. I'll still say, I hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, subscribe to us by the end of 2026. Again, never gonna happen, but I can dream. As always, unless I'm gonna say something which I don't believe I am. Y'all are amazing. As much as I'm mentally drained of doing this shit and seeing very little improvement. That's life, ain't it? And, yeah, I guess I'll probably delete that fucking post. I'm just, venting for the sake of venting, so we'll see though. Can I still stand by it? I am salty. I don't care. As always, though, RX out. Good vibes. Only. And always.